just be, yeah.
Oh, because you're just doing the love, love, love.
Just doing. Okay. And hopefully she'll remember the thing about the. Oh, that's yeah, that's Reed and Juniper. They live in my neighborhood. See if I remember. I meant to. I mean, I'll play it slow. Yeah. Sometimes I get mentally distracted and playing. Hey, Penny, you're gonna gong, right? So at the end of the da ba 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 da da ba da 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 ba da da. Morning, Bruce. How are you? I don't even know where that started.
Good Sunday morning. Come on in. Let's have a seat. Let's get this party started. Matt and Trina, thank you. Round of applause for our musicians. Go ahead and stand up as you are comfortable. You might recognize this song. Come on, stand up as you are comfortable.
Love, love, love,
love, love, love. See the little print at the bottom? You know this word.
Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Let's save it. It's easy. Nothing you can save. Why can't I do this? Nothing you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do that you can learn how to be with time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love. 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 There's nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. No, you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. There, I did it. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. Wah, 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 wah. All you She loves. Somebody do this. She loves.
Say good morning. Greet each other. Thank you for being respectful. All you need is love. All right, let's come back together, kids. Hey, Mr. Michael. All right, here we come. Let's do this thing. Woohoo! Let's do the shuffle back to our seats. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Welcome. Come on in. Grab it. What? Hit that thing again. Hey, I do want to point this out just real quickly. So, I guess, here we go. All right, check this out. Do you know I've carried this gong with me since 2008? I found it in a fire riser room, meaning a place where there's a lot of junk. And the frame on it was broke. It was busted. It was that ugly black frame. You remember that ugly black frame? And I welded it in 3 spots. I was glad I never had to break a test with those welds. I said to Tom Snipes, Char's husband, I said, Tom, I'd really like to have a beautiful wood stand to hang my gong on, similar to the one that Michael built over there to hang the stained glass. He said, okay, and that's all I heard. And they showed up on Friday. Handcrafted, straight from the heart. Thank you, Tom Snipes. No, you don't see Tom in this room much, but he does a lot for us behind the scenes, and we appreciate him. So thank you for that. Welcome. I'm going to put this gong thing down because I might hurt myself. Or someone else. You could put somebody's eye out with that thing. I'm Reverend Penni, honey. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff. It is a joy. It is an honor to share your Sunday morning with you. We like to call this Sunday celebration, and there's a reason for that. We were just talking. She said, well, you guys have a lot of fun. I said, well, that's the only requirement. That and to open our hearts and to connect and to remember that we truly care for one another. And we come here and we sit in these rooms to make that statement out loud. And we welcome those on YouTube. Thank you for being with us today. Wave at the camera, yeah. All are welcome, I like to say. That's just not a slogan. That really is a principle here at Unity of Flagstaff. I'd like to introduce someone to you now. Kelly, you told me how to say your last name, and I'm not going to get it right, so I'm just not going to butcher it. But Kelly is with Girls on the Run here in northern Arizona. If you recall, Girls on the Run was our first quarter Helping Hands project.
And Callie was so jazzed to get that check and to feel that love, she wanted to come and tell us a little bit about Girls on the Run, how that money's being used, and how Unity of Flagstaff is making a difference in this community. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Reverend Honey. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my gratitude with this wonderful group of people. I grew up Catholic, so this is much different than my typical church-going experiences from my youth. It's a very welcome change, so I sure appreciate the joy and the happiness and the welcome and connection I felt almost immediately coming into this door. So thank you for that warm welcome. And I'm here to say thank you so much for the generous donation that we received. Bruce, I don't know where Bruce right there. Thank you so much for, I feel like, being the one who made this happen. I'll talk a little bit about Bruce's, his experience with Girls on the Run and how this all came to be. But Girls on the Run exists because we want to give girls a place where they feel like they can belong. Almost maybe similar to your church here, right? You want people to walk in and feel immediately welcomed and included in a place where they can be themselves and feel celebrated for that. And that really... Man, you guys are fun. I could talk to you guys for an hour. I know. Cut me off. But we're not... While our name is Girls on the Run, we are so much more than that. Yes, we do train for a 5K over 10 weeks with these 3rd through 8th grade girls, but during that 10 weeks, our girls are learning really important life skills, tools that we want them to have, not only at age 8, 9, 10 years old, but beyond, middle school, high school, and beyond. So one of my favorite lessons is about positive self-talk. So we teach the girls how to recognize when they're using negative self-talk, which is something that it just becomes a little inherent, right? Especially with girls and women. And so we really want to prevent that negative self-talk from being a consistent thing that happens in their brain, right? And give them the tools to recognize it, to stop it, and then to turn it into positive self-talk. So that is just one tool that we teach our girls at Girls on the Run. So we really focus on the whole girl, not just the physical aspect. That's really important too, right? Movement is important. Celebrating our bodies for what it can do, not for what it looks like, is important. But also, that social and emotional piece is also tethered all together to really focus on all of the pieces of the girl, especially at this really critical age when they are deciding the kind of person they want to be, and they have a lot of outside influences that can be potentially making them make choices that aren't great. I mean, social media, things like that, there's just a lot of influences out there. We really want them to look inside what makes them special, what makes them unique, celebrate that, and be in a place where others celebrate that as well. And just to kind of bring it full circle, I just want to read really quickly, and then I'll wrap it up, I promise. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that does make sense from the 5 minutes I've known you. I feel like... And I mean that in the best way. You are transparent, and I love it, right? I love that about you. So we actually have a Girls on the Run girl here. Her name is Juniper, and she's over there. We love Juniper. And last year, after the girls, they train for a 5K, right? And then we throw them a huge, giant celebratory 5K. We host it in Buffalo Park. It's for all of our girls. And I was tagged in a Facebook post by Juniper's mother and Danny, who's also here. And I just feel like her experience and what she saw in Juniper during the program, after the program, just really resonated with me and what we really truly are trying to do at Girls on the Run. So I'm just going to quick read this. So Juniper was in Girls on the Run. Each week I saw Juniper build her endurance, but most importantly, I saw her start to shine with confidence. She learned lessons of empathy, connecting with her peers, and recognizing the beauty and authenticity that each person possesses, the power that our words can hold, and many more empowering skills. She was able to discover the strength of her body, the creativity of her thoughts, and the openness of her heart. Her coaches, her wonderful volunteers that modeled, guided, and inspired the girls to be their best selves. And then this is where Bruce comes in. This last Saturday, the young girls of Flagstaff celebrated their growth and strength with an end-of-season 5K, which is a big celebration of girlhood and community. It absolutely is. Juniper had the most extraordinary running buddy a girl could hope for, our friend Bruce. He went beyond his duties and not only encouraged her and ran by her side, but he did it with a rainbow of colors and an enormous smile. I truly believe this was the highlight for Juniper, having Bruce embrace the silly joy of pinks, purples, and sparkles while believing and honoring her. This experience and friendship meant the world to her, and it was a lovely sight to be able to witness. When I was tagged in that, I mean, it gave me chills because that is truly what Girls in the Run encompasses. Building those skills, those confidence, and the empathy and connecting with others is so important. And then having people show up in our lives as our Girls in the Run coaches, as our running buddies, that show girls that they matter and that they have people all over that want to show up and support them. So thank you, Bruce, for being Juniper's running buddy. Thank you, Juniper, for doing Girls in the Run. And Danny, who is now going to be a Girls in the Run coach this season, which is wonderful. And we have never had to turn a girl away from Girls in the Run because she can't afford the registration fee. And that is where your donation makes it possible for every single girl who wants to participate in Girls in the Run can. We'll serve 400 girls likely this season. It starts tomorrow. We serve Flagstaff, but we also serve on the reservation. We serve down in Prescott. We serve Cottonwood, Sedona. Northern Arizona is essentially where we cover, and we are able to provide scholarships for anybody who needs it, and shoes and sports bras as well. So thank you for letting me come here and express my gratitude. Thank you for your donation and truly making a difference in the lives of girls in our community. Thank you.
Well, we're open every Sunday. Round of applause for Miss Kelly. Thank you. This is what our Helping Hands project is all about. 65% of our 10% tithe stays here locally. That is what we're doing. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. We're here to support you in many ways and the greater community, and one of those ways, of course, is prayer. There are many ways that you can be supported in prayer, and they're all up here on the screen. One I do want to remind you of is 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Put it in your phone. Call them every day. They're fun just to talk to, and you will feel supported. If you haven't had the Silent Unity experience, call that number. It's worth it. And it is what Unity is founded on. And we're here to support you in prayer. Do I have prayer partners here in the room that are available to pray today? Thank you for that. Thank you. And my friends, of course, drop it in the prayer box. You can also share your prayer requests as we come to prayer requests and gratitudes. Call me here at the center. I'm happy to pray with you. In fact, I'll show you how I know how to do that now. Take a deep breath. Meister Eckhart, I'm going to go back there, said the greatest prayer, the only prayer that's ever needed. Thank you. So take that in for a moment. Feel the gratitude of knowing the impact that we make in this community. Feel the gratitude of being connected to those that see your divine light. And rest there, and with a deep breath, say thank you. Thank you. And so it is. Your platform assistant today is Miss Carolyn Rich. Come on up here, darling. Now, it's her first Sunday, so be nice. Not that they're always nice, mostly. So it is her first Sunday, but she's had plenty of time in front of rooms of people doing amazing work. We were blessed by that last Sunday. How many folks got to stay for that last Sunday? Pretty remarkable, wasn't it? Fabulous readings and sharing and storytelling. We're blessed to have you with us. So thank you for stepping up and being a platform assistant. Miss Carolyn Rich.
So, as recommended in our lives, we can start with our gratitudes, prayer requests, and celebrations. And we collectively affirm with you and those that you pray for and celebrate that the presence of the good is in all things and is the one power. We know, yeah? Okay. We know with you that God, the universe, spirit, or whatever you call it, knows the details. Does anyone have a gratitude, prayer request, or celebration that they would like to share with the community?
Hi, good morning. I have a gratitude and a prayer. For my gratitude, I start school tomorrow. Yeah! So I'm just very grateful again to be able to go to school and study something that I'm so passionate about. And I'm also very grateful for my little brother. We have gotten so much closer the more that I've grown up and he's grown up, and we are just like this, and I'm just so grateful that we got to this point because it took a while. Mainly on my part, but yeah. And then my prayer, one of my friends, she had a very physical experience last night with her older brother. She's had some past, yes. And she's processing it. She's in shock. She's numb. She's trying to heal. And I'm just hoping that you guys can pray for her, for just kind of to put a smile on her face. Maybe something will come out in the day and she'll be like, haha, that's so funny. Just something sweet and good healing too. Yeah. Thank you.
Kaylee, are you willing to share her first name? And that's okay. We don't have to do that because you know what? God knows, right? God knows the details. So we're pulling that into our hearts right now, right? We know that held in the light, all are safe. We are affirming with her that this is just a tiny blip in the story of who she is and does not identify her in these moments. However, she gets to find a deeper light and a deeper understanding. And we see her enfolded in love. And we know that healing is happening right now. It is done, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you for caring so much. Anyone else?
I have a prayer request. As continue to pray for Jacob's Hope. We have 5 babies in there right now.
Woo!
And there's 5 moms and caregivers in there with them. So if we don't get the kind of donations that we need, which is like big donations, they're probably going to have to close by the end of September. And I'm just praying that they don't, because we do a very unique service with those teeny tiny babies withdrawing from drugs, and I've seen the change in a lot of their moms too. So, and then I have a couple of gratitudes. I think last week I had said pray for the house that I was making an offer on. I did get the house. Don't clap yet. You know how there's a lot between there and the close. So, but it's
You know what's between there and the close? God.
Yes. So we'll just see how that goes. But I'm grateful that I got the house. I didn't think I was going to get it. And another gratitude is, did you want me to talk about Foresters now?
Dawn wants to share with you about this grant that we just received. She put in for a grant, and go ahead and tell them that is through.
So Forrester's Insurance, which is like Forrester's Financial also, my parents bought me a life insurance policy when I was born. And so I've had it ever since. But instead of paying a lot of dividends to their members, what they do is do a lot of grants and a lot of activities for the people that belong to Forresters. So one of the things that they do is a couple times a year you can get a $2,000 grant to do something for the community. My first $2,000 grant went to Jacob's Hope, and my second $2,000 grant went here. So we're going to be doing this Bag a Better
Day. We've done this before. It's where we decorate those brown handle bags. We fill them with needs. You carry them in your car. When somebody that is unhoused comes to your car or steps up to you and wants something, and you feel like you don't know what to do, you give them a Bag a Better Day from Unity of Flagstaff, and in it will be essentials and a resource card to tell them where they can get a meal, where they can go for shelter, etc. And it will also include Better Bucks, which are coupons for free meals and things of that nature. So we say thank you to you, Dawn, for thinking of Unity of Flagstaff.
Absolutely.
And one more way that we're making a difference in this local community, and we will be building those bags, here's the shameless plug, on October 2nd here we'll be decorating October 8th, here in the center, we will be decorating, stuffing, filling. Everybody can do it. We'll have a lot of fun. I'll serve you some lunch. You know how I love to feed you. Because what we do in this community is we bring our light. Round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Just gets better all the time, doesn't it? All right, Daniel, what you got?
Good morning. Last weekend, I announced that one of my acquaintances, a good friend of my friends down in Camp Verde, was having cancer issues. She is in God's grace, positive, moved in with her son down there, and is looking forward to meeting her divine spirit in person. She's going to die soon, most likely. And she's made peace with that. And that part of that, a lot of that comes from the grace that's given through this community when we pray for people like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Take a deep breath. This is a transition. This is a transformation into her next expression. And we continue to hold peace with her as she clearly discerns how she wants to do this. And we see all those around her being blessed and knowing that they will heal and that there is never any more separation than a thought or a prayer. That's as far as she can get. So we are affirming that with her now. Okay, who's got the mic? Hey,
Be
Dan.
me. I just have a prayer request I want to throw out. There's a gentleman that I work with, Sean, he lives down in the valley. He was in the process of renovating his home. The last step of this process was putting a new roof on. And it monsooned in his house for about 4.5 hours, and it's almost a full loss. So he's living out of an RV right now. He's a little going through the motions with insurance companies and all that. So if we could just keep Sean in some good light and knowing that he'll find his way through it.
The storms of life, eh? Yeah. Sometimes they leave a bigger mark than other times. What we know for Sean is this: he's safe. He's okay. He will find the resources. He has a place to live. This is not any fun, and it's a tiny, tiny little blip on the infinite timeline of his experience. And we see it unfolding easily for him. We do not dismiss that it is a lot of, we do not dismiss that, but I invite you to transform it. Let's lift him up. Let's see it done. Let's see it healed. Let's see him being blessed in it. Can I get an amen? There we go. Thank you.
Okay, now it's working. Good morning. I am so grateful for being part of this community. It's been almost a year since I've come here, so incredible abundance. And I just want to let you know that today we have a lot more information out there on all kinds of ways that how you can spread your light in the community. So please make sure that you take some time after a service and really go look, because it's probably 3 or 4 times as much as that we usually have. So don't just walk by it. I'll be there to talk to you about the prosperity class if anybody has interest. It looks like we have a new dinner theater. Matt is hosting music concerts, so there's tons of stuff. So please make sure you take some time.
Fall in Flagstaff, right? Thank you, Selena. Yep, there's a lot going on out there. Yep. So please, and thank you for directing people. Take a look. I know we always get, we have lots of fun and we do blah, da, 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 da. But don't forget, it's things like Bag a Better Day that you need to know about. We need to know if you're going to be here. That's how we show up in this community. It's things like a prosperity class. It's things like I'm starting a class on September 5th. Thank you. Glad other people keep track of this stuff. And so September 5th, and it is Spiritual Tools for Living. There's stuff out there to look at. Take a peek. We're here to serve you. Not all of it's going to be a fit for you, but something will. It will. So thank you, Selena. Thank you. Yes, Miss Sunny.
So I have a prayer request, and it's more for, I think, clarity and guidance. I've been kind of mulling over what I really want to do moving forward, and really contemplating going forward and getting my doctorate. And so really trying to decide if I'm at a place in life where that's feasible, and to find a program that I feel like really exemplifies what I want to do. So just really asking for help with guidance and, being able to make the right decision for myself and my family and, my future and our future long term. So.
Anybody ever have to do that in your life? I don't think you're alone in this room, Sonny. What I am going to affirm with you is this. You possess the power of discernment. You have a lot of experience under your belt to prove that. You will always know the right and perfect thing. And if not this, something greater. And it comes easy. You're supported. You're loved. You're enfolded in light. And all of that energy that we feel, right? When we think we just don't know what to do next, it's just energy waiting to be transformed. And you will know what is yours to do and when it's yours to do it. Do you think she's loved? Yeah, thank you, Sonny. We're here to support you in this. We are. All right. What? I'm going to hand it to Dixie. May I do that? Okay. There we go. Hello, Miss Dixie.
Good morning. I have a prayer request on behalf of our congregant, Jane. She's going through some extremely difficult times and experiences right now, and she could really use prayers on her behalf.
So I'd like, Jane, she was here. She has long blonde hair. So just for a moment, hold her in your mind's eye with me, will you? Let's just hold her. We see Jane aligning with her good. We acknowledge the fear and the concerns and the trauma. And we totally surrounded in light. She finds a place of peace and knowing. And she remembers that she is loved. She is loved. And it is here that she heals. We give thanks in advance for the perfect outcome. And so it is, and so we let it be. Hello, Miss Sue. She goes, that's the, I got the microphone hand flip.
I just want to put in a plug for our greeter luncheon today.
Thank you for that.
Speaking of how we spread the light and spread the love, because it's a real easy way, especially for those of us who sometimes don't have as much money as we would like to donate. There are some simple ways that we can help out here, and one of them is to show up to be a greeter, spread that happy welcome, which everyone loves, and it's so much fun to say hi to everybody. And you only have to do it maybe, you know, if people would sign up once a month, even every other month, but so we could have a flow of more people. So it's not just the same folks doing the same stuff over and over, because some of us get a little tired. And we would really like to have a few more jump in to help out. And Dave has been doing a fabulous job of keeping us organized. So we're very appreciative of that. So there's a luncheon today. It looks like pretty good food. You might want to check it out.
Yeah. Thank you, Sue. Yes, because you know what they say. There's this old thing about 20, or what is it? 20% of the people do 80% of the work. Isn't that the way it works? Yeah. So we want to shift that, right? Okay? And it is. It is important. It's the most important job on a Sunday morning, well, besides mine. It is. It's the first impression that somebody gets of our community. It's the way that we open our hearts and the doors to our community. It's important. It's very important. And we're making it as simple as possible. And I'm feeding you. I got yummy meatballs for those of you who like meat, and I've got homemade gazpacho. So if you're willing to support the team, not just come and eat lunch, and we've got some sandwiches over there, please stay for lunch, because we want to talk about how important it is. Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Anyone else? All right.
Hi, a few of you remember my daughter Elena, and she's working at the post office, and she's got some tendinitis that is just killing her, and she really has to work. So I just want prayers for her to know her healing powers, and yeah.
So I'm going to affirm something different around that tendinitis. It's stretching her, right? We see her breathing into it and allowing her body to heal. No fear, no concerns, allowing her body to heal. And we see it happening now. And we also see that supporting her and remembering her power. And so it is. All right. All right, take a deep breath. There we go. We're back in the room. Steve, did you? Okay. Do you have something to share? Okay, well then we're going to go back here and get Steve that wants to share. All right.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have a prayer request for my cousin Ann, who has a cancer diagnosis, and she is already a cancer survivor, so it's in her digestive system. So there's going to be some healing to do for her.
Anne. So all this healing, we take Anne into this space, and all those that have asked for prayer today around healing, bring that into your heart center for just a moment. See that already done with the highest outcome. And we have no attachment to what that is. So we're affirming that for Anne and all those seeking healing. It comes in the form that we understand, that we can receive readily. And we give great thanks for the perfect expression of health. And so it is. All right. I think we're there, huh? Take a deep breath, my friends. All right. So thank you again to all those that participated. And Miss Carolyn, it's to you.
So I was feeling that the unity principle would possibly come first. But I could be wrong. Okay. All right. If you all want to speak with me, unity principle number 1. There is one presence, one power, the good, active in my life and in the universe.
And the short version, good has it covered. All right. Now to you, my dear. I'm glad she's keeping me in order.
All right. So when I was a teenager, my older sister was struggling with addiction for a few years. And she and I had never been close, but I was very much trying to understand what she was dealing with at the time. And we found a good recovery program for her, and things began to stabilize. And I remember around that time, she had a conversation with my mom about a new book that she was reading. And it was a popular novel at the time called The God of Small Things. And she said to my mom, I really got the book because of its title, The God of Small Things. That just makes sense to me right now. And she said, the God of great things is too overwhelming. And at the time, I didn't necessarily relate to what she was saying, but many years later, I think I know. A lot of our experiences seem to be tied up with small things. Our grocery list, tasks for work, things to do around the house, or whatever situation comes up that we're trying to solve in the next day or two. And a lot of the time, we judge ourselves by these small things, and we judge others by these small things. It can be a little bit more, not difficult, effortful, to be in touch with an infinite divine in ourselves and in all that we encounter. But I do think that we have a lot of reminders of the infinite divine nature. And I think a lot of us come here on Sunday for that. And I just wanted to share with you that something that I discovered not long after the time that I heard my sister saying that was a very big reminder for me. And it's just a little tiny bit at the end of a poem by Rumi. And the title is The Dream That Must Be Interpreted. The dust of many crumbled cities settles over us like a forgetful sleep. But we are older than those cities. We began as a mineral. We emerged into plant life, and then into the animal state, and then into being human. And always we have forgotten our former states, except sometimes in early spring when we slightly recall being green again. Humankind is being led along an evolving course through this migration of intelligences. And although we seem to be sleeping, there is an inner wakefulness that directs the dream, and that will eventually startle us back to the truth of who we really are.
Carolyn Rich. Are we blessed? Yes, we are blessed. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Matt, I think you're up next. Oh, I guess I am going to do meditation, though, huh? Should I do that? Sure you don't want to go next because we're kind of running long here. All right. If we could get the lights, please, I would appreciate it. All right. Just take a deep breath. We're going to settle in. We've heard a lot of really cool stuff this morning, haven't we? Yeah? And we may run a little long. And that might be okay. Take a breath. To be in a space where it is remembered that you are divine. What a gift. Rest in now. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the seat below you. The chair will hold you. Shake out your shoulders a little bit. We take all the information, all the prayer requests, all the celebrations. We take it all in right now. Feel it. Feel it in your heart. Feel that. We see it all wrapped in light. And in these quiet moments, we remember that it is not I that does the work. It is the Christ consciousness within. So those things that you might feel that you need to do something about, consider those right now. Stand back and see the light within them. Step back to a place of knowing around these conditions, these concerns. And go ahead. Wrap those things you may have brought into the room this morning right in there with those. And fold it in light. Be it a heavy heart or a joyous soul, God is in it. God is in it. We feel that connection. We remember our oneness. And we rest, knowing that God is in it. And we rest in the silence. Precious are these moments. Feel the light within, healing, directing, and we send that light out into the world. Holding and enfolding every living being. And in this moment, they recognize the love and the light that they are, as do we. For this, we give great thanks. And so it is. And so we let it be.
So the song I'm going to play for you today, please know it's a reflective song about myself, and I hope you won't take offense to the idea. But it's more of me trying to understand how I treat people in my life, particularly when I see someone on the street that looks different than me and maybe is in need, and maybe I don't know how to help them, and I'm worried about what to do, and so I ignore them and treat them as less than and walk on by. So this is a song about that. Well, the sun's shining down, the streets come alive, and the beautiful faces all hurry by, and a kindly old man takes me by the hand and says, "Sir, can you spare $1 or two for the poor starving children? I know you feel like I do." Another charity mugging down a Milton Avenue. What's a bleeding heart fool like me supposed to do? I feel guilty if I don't, I feel damned if I do. Put my head down, pretend I don't care, but I do. Another charity mugging down a Milton Avenue. Now don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't care. I do my very best to give my fair share, but sometimes I don't understand what I see when the rich getting richer, taking money from the poor, and on every street corner someone calls out for more. Another charity mugging down a Milton Avenue. What's a bleeding heart fool like me supposed to do? I feel guilty if I don't, I feel damned if I do. Put my head down, pretend I don't care, but I do. Another charity mugging down a Milton Avenue. I don't know their stories, they'll never know mine, but the least I can do is just smile and be kind. Another charity mugging down a Milton Avenue. What's a bleeding heart fool like me supposed to do? I feel guilty if I don't, I feel damned if I do. I put my head down, pretend I don't care, but I do. Another charity mugging down a Milton Avenue. Put my head down, pretend I don't care, but I do. Another charity mugging down a Milton Avenue.
Yeah, I told you they'd love it. Today's message is, what's your line? What's your line? Everybody's got one. I like to say when people say, "How are you?" I like to say, "If I were any better, I'd have to be twins." And the world ain't ready. What's your line? You know, last week we talked about all, and what do we mean by that? We discovered that most of us draw some lines around what we mean by all. All of us do it. We discovered that we've limited our understanding at times, haven't we? And we felt misunderstood from time to time in our lives. We have lots of reasons to draw lines. And please do not hear me say that you shouldn't set boundaries. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. Okay, stop the email right now. Of course, healthy boundaries, of course. You know, Matt struggled with playing that song because he felt like it was a little bit on the dark side. Right? That's what he said. Josie wrinkled up her nose the first time he played it, he told me. And then she said, probably more than that. Probably more than the first time, because she's probably heard it 150 times, right? In fact, Matt said to me at that time, he said, "You know, I really miss having those Bag of Better Day bags because I don't know what to say to people." Now that's a shameless plug because we're going to build 100 of them because we now have a grant, and we're going to carry them in our cars and when we're ready. And when we come upon someone that's asking for help and we don't know what to do, we're going to hand them a bag that has been thoughtfully decorated and filled with what we know best to give to them in that moment. Matt's song makes reference to charity mugging. Another charity mugging down on Milton Avenue. He struggled a little bit, and I had to dance around with this a little bit about that whole concept of charity mugging. Because sometimes I feel mugged. Not because somebody's asking me for something, but because of the stories that I have running in my head, because of the do's and the don'ts, because the shoulds and the shouldn'ts, I don't know what to do in that moment. And the charity that is in my heart feels mugged because I don't know what to do with it in that moment. And I do look away. And I do act like I don't see them. Not very often, but I do it. The behaviors, the opinions, the noise in the world. And I begin to draw lines. That's what I do. I'll go this far. I'll think this high. I'll go this deep. And I draw lines. Because I feel unsure and I feel separated. Now, I am not saying that we should give to every person that comes to us and asks. I'm not saying that. You'll decide that. You're smart people, and that's the beauty of the lines that we draw. We get to draw them. And it's also the beauty of the lines that we draw when we draw them in pencil rather than permanent marker. Because today I feel this way and I feel capable of this in my life. But tomorrow it may be different for me, just like it may be different for all. And last week when we talked about all, boy, I did not look at my notes much at all. So I'm kind of sabotaging today's message and bringing some of that information in because it was worth hearing, in my opinion. Aren't the lines that you're drawing, let me ask you this, are they keeping you in? Are they keeping someone out? Or are you drawing them in such a way that they expand you? So that we can then soften those definitions of what we call all. And then we start to make decisions that are softer and kinder to the people around us. And we do care what they think. and how it impacts them. We do care how it feels to be them because we are a community that cares. Ask Girls on the Run. Ask the Literacy Center that was doing backflips last year when they got our Helping Hands check. I suggest that these lines that we start to draw really start to form those neural nets that we talk about in the brain. Now, I have no science and don't fact check that. But it seemed like a pretty logical thing to me. As I'm drawing these lines, as I'm deciding what I will and won't, and where I will be available and where I won't be available, and I am not saying we shouldn't, but as I'm doing that, I am in fact creating neural nets. That this framework that is built from the experiences I've had and the life I've lived and the love I've had and the love I've lost and the forgiveness I've been given and the grace that I walk in. That's what informs where I draw the lines in my life. When I remember that those are important elements in that decision. Charles Fillmore, co-founder in Unity, said this. Still my favorite quote of his, and it's the shortest one on record. He said this, "And I reserve the right to change my mind." He said it often. When they asked him to write a credo, he said, "Ugh." And at the bottom he wrote, "And I reserve the right to change my mind." This is new thought. That's kind of the point. It's kind of the point to get a new thought about where we're drawing the lines in our life and how we're defining all and how it impacts our everyday living. This isn't just out there woo-woo stuff, folks. It impacts how you see the world, where you draw your lines. You know, I speak of Bruce Lipton often. I love Bruce Lipton, and I send him emails every so often, and I tell him how much I love him. He does amazing work in the study of neuropathways and epigenetics and all these things I can't pronounce. Most down-to-earth guy you'll probably ever meet. But this is what he tells us, is that only 5% of the day are we operating from our conscious mind. Yikes. I'm going to say it again. Only 5% of the day we are operating from our conscious minds. What is happening in the other 95%? Look around. You want to know what's happening? Look at the world. Look at your life. You want to know where 95% of your thought is going? Look at your life. Look at it. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it incredible? The power that you have. Why is this important to drawing lines? Well, it's only important if you care about the information from which you are drawing those lines. That's the only reason it's important. If I am just drawing lines based on false information, misinformation, disinformation, how many of those do we have in today's world that we could say about information? If I am drawing lines not based on what has been run through my heart and the discernment of the divine child that I am drawing the wrong lines, and I'm drawing them in the wrong places. To consciously use that 5% of your brain when you go to draw a line. Why is this important? It's only important if you care about where you're getting your information and how you're responding to it and what discernment you've done around it. Again, I ask this question. Are the lines that you're drawing expanding you outward? Or is it cutting you off from the world? Does it include those rough, raw edges that you have that defines all? Or have you cut that puppy right off? What's your line? And where are you drawing it? Is it a boundary or is it a border? Does it keep you from others? And I have a question for you. If a line is infinite and it never connects, doesn't it mean that by the very arc of the universe that it will curve back to me? These are the thoughts that Reverend Penni ponders. I thought you guys had the answers, and I believe that you do. Last week I asked the question, well, I was supposed to ask this question. I don't know if I got around to it. Does this thought or this conversation support and protect our all? Does this action align with what I mean by all? This week I'm expanding that question, and the question is this. Does this line that I am drawing support the all? And if it doesn't, take another look. Go deeper. Reach for a higher consciousness. Do it with that 5% of your brain that is conscious. I don't see the tools for this practice to be that complex. I just don't. And it's in every spiritual practice. You hear it every day. The Beatles love to sing about it. Love. There you go. You want to draw a line? Draw a line of love. You want to draw a line in your life? You want to feel safe and set your own boundaries? Absolutely. And draw those lines of love. And I will guarantee you they are not in permanent marker. They are in pencil. I reserve the right to change my mind. And I have the power to do so. Now, this all may be a little rainbowy and a little, I don't know, unicorny or whatever. But what I can tell you this is every border that we are fighting over, every border that is being invaded, every border that gets crossed, there was a line drawn. And my question is, what was the consciousness of that line? Here lies the answer. Love. I had a conversation with Bob Klein about last week's message. He said, you know, in wartime, in warfare, what we do is we teach people to diminish their enemy so that we can justify and navigate our own decisions. I don't have an opinion about that. I'm not stating an opinion about that, but that is the practice. And it's the same war that we call on ourselves when we start drawing our lines like this. This is how big the world is. This is how much I trust. This is how much I believe in good. This line right here. It's a war upon ourselves, and we are justifying our behavior to close ourselves down and not be the expression that we are in the world. It's a war that we declare. And this is the thing. As soon as you declare that, as soon as you make that judgment, as soon as you draw that line, this is the thing. You're going to keep the original, and they're going to get the carbon copy of the limited way of living. They're going to get the carbon copy of the separateness, and you are going to keep the original. We don't get to make calls like that. We don't get to make decisions like that and it not impact the very soul of who we are. What's your line? What's your line? Where are you going to draw it? And what I recommend is this, is as you go out there and you start drawing your lines, don't forget to include yourself in that sacred space that you create. Don't forget to love yourself in those moments. And in that space that you've drawn that allows you to express who you are, don't forget to include yourself. See, we're holding that sacred line for ourselves and the world. That is where you will find your voice. That is when your boundaries become easy to define and to see and to keep yourself safe. It is there. It is aligned with your highest expression. Matt's going to do a song, and it's called Hello World. And there's a line in it, and it says, "Hello world, it's me. I've got reasons to believe that I could be the difference, if only by degrees. I've got reason to believe that I could be the difference, if only by degrees. It seems only logical to me that we draw the line of love. And so I have a new acronym for you. LOL. We all use it, right? Right? LOL. Today it means line of love. Namaste.
I could sit at home, feeling sorry for myself, putting boxes of excuses up upon the shelf. But there's so much that I could do, feel better by myself, smile upon my face and find somebody I could help. So hello world, it's me, and I've got reasons to believe that I could be the difference, if only by degrees. And I am only one, but I could be the one to lend a helping hand to someone else in need. And I sing, hello world, hello world, hello world, it's me. And I sing, hello world, hello world, hello world, it's me. Well, autumn leaves are falling, time slipping through our hands. But as long as there's a moment, we still have a chance to live out loud and go down fast, swinging for the fences, drinking deeply from the well of life with friends we have barely met. So hello world, it's me, and I've got reason to believe that I can be the difference, if only by degrees. And I am only one, but I can be the one to lend a helping hand to someone else in need. And I say, hello world, hello world, hello world, it's me. And I say, hello world, hello world, hello world, it's me. And it's heaven on, it's heaven on, it's heaven on this earth. And I believe it's heaven on, heaven on, heaven on this earth. So I'll say, hello world, it's me, and I've got reasons to believe that I can be the difference, if only by degrees. And I am only one, but I can be the one to lend a helping hand to someone else in need. And I'll say, hello world, hello world, hello world, it's me. And I'll say, hello world,
And there you go. Way to go, Matt. Round of applause. Thank you. And thank you, Trina. Where'd Miss Trina? Thank you, Trina, for helping this morning. We appreciate that. Yep. She kind of gets that sprung on her at the last minute, and you guys do such a great job. I love that. It's awesome. Yes. And we are preparing now for our celebration of abundance. Again, I want to remind you, as Selena did, there is a lot of stuff out there. We're voting on the mystery dinner theater, mystery dessert treat theater, whatever mystery theater that we're calling it. Okay. Caribbean or at a circus? What do you want to do? We had a lot of fun last year. It's a lot of fun. So please be sure and check that out. Check out my class. We'll see you on the, what's the date? What's the date of my class? 5th. September 5th. Thank you. All right. Thursday. Exactly. Yeah, Thursday. Wow. Okay, so we appreciate our YouTube viewers. Wave at the camera again. We appreciate you. Know that you can tap that donate button on our website. We appreciate that, or mail your gift into our P.O. box. Are you ready? Are you ready? Come on down. Here we go. Yay. I know. It's fun to get applause, isn't it? Yes. All right, together we affirm we are abundance. We align with our good through our gratitude and generosity. Thank you. Now go on out there. I'm going to do a little more infomercial. We do have lunch today for those that are interested in being a greeter. Again, I say to you, it is only the most important position on Sunday morning. If you are serious about that, please stay for lunch and we'll talk some more about that. Hey, this is the last Sunday actually to collect clothes, but if you need to drop them by the center this week or we need to make arrangements to get them from you, let us know. Don't forget pennies for pounds. Miss Selena will be out there ready to take your money because we're going to sell chances to guess how much, where's that picture? Where did it go? Is it next? Okay, so next Saturday, we're going to do, let's throw something. Oh, look, throw's misspelled. Let's treho something. What we're going to do is we're going to throw those bags of all those clothes. I don't know where that picture is, where all those clothes are at. Oh, it's in the beginning, isn't it? Okay, I'll go back to it. All right, so thank you again for participating in that because we're going to get 20 cents a pound, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I am. I'm just going to go. Can you beam me back to the right one? Yeah, because it's a really great picture because I wanted you to see how much we've collected. It's amazing. Really, it is amazing. And so I got in there this morning thinking I might actually be able to accomplish something, and this is what I ended up accomplishing. And here we go, and it's coming up, and look at this. Look, you guys all get, there, check that out. So I'm in the closet. I'm in the clothing. See how far back it goes? Look how far back. It goes 9 feet. And, and I'm tall. So just do the math. There's a lot there. And you too, okay, now we're going to fly through there. You too can buy a chance for that. It raises a little money around our fundraiser, a fundraiser inside of a fundraiser. That's pretty creative, don't you think? And this is me filling time to get us back there. So, all right, so here we go. Like I know what I'm doing. All right, here we go. Why don't you bring those baskets down there? Let's bless those babies. And thank you again for participating in our clothes drive. And again, there's lots to do out there in the hallway. Take a look. Let's row some stuff next Saturday. Please join us at 9:30 so we can get Hayden. Thank you for volunteering your truck to haul all of that to Savers. Yeah. All right, here we go. Stand if you will. We're going to bless these baskets. Oh, it feels good to stand up. We've had you a long time today, haven't we? Here we go. Thank you for these gifts. We are grateful. We are abundant. And so it is. And I want to thank everyone that made this service possible today. Connect and check in the foyer. And here we go. Together we affirm. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you for putting your chairs away, and we'll do a little more. All you need is love. Whoop, while we do that. All right. Thank you. Create an amazing week. If you leave about 10 chairs on the floor, I would appreciate it.